There is a vital aspect of this country that has been ignored for far too long, and that is the lower and middle income households of America. The government has neglected them in favor of giving large tax cuts to major corporations and the ultra wealthy. As an example of this, according to the American Journal of Public Health, 66.5% of bankruptcies are caused by medical bills. This is a result of an abusive, neglectful for-profit healthcare system rather than a universal healthcare system favored by many other developed countries. Because of this neglect of the lower middle classes, we need to replace these government policies that disproportionately favor the ultra wealthy in favor of utilitarian policies that can actually benefit the citizenry. Today, I'll be introducing two possible solutions that may allow us to achieve that change. Now, according to public policy analyst George Mandel, one of the better ideas with which to solve this problem is to simply tax the ultra rich and use the money to build up infrastructure. As he notes on his website, I hit on a post from July 3rd of this year. The idea of building up infrastructure will be costly in the short term, but it will actually allow people to buy more goods and services and create more businesses of their own. As an example of this, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services in August of 2022, the recent administration efforts to make healthcare more affordable has resulted in an uninsured rate of 8% in this country, which is the lowest in the history of this nation as a whole. This has led to increased financial stabilities, less bankruptcies, and it has led to high hopes for this country. Remember when Medicare first debuted and many Americans were able to afford real, proper health care for the first time? This is kind of like that. But the problem is that many of these efforts have been stymied, and the few that have gone into practice have not done so without opposition. For example, the Honoring Pact Act of 2022, or S3373, is noted in Congress.gov, barely passed, while the Price Gouging Act was almost nearly split 50-50. This leads me to the second solution, and that is directly confronting the corporates who try to buy government politicians. This is noted by an article in the Harvard Business Review. Published in January 1st of 2022. And notice the corruption that can result from corporations basically buying politicians in order to push them favorable tax cuts. And it's a transparency bill or outright banning large-scale donations from super PACs in order to fix this problem. Either one would actually prevent corrupt politicians from gaining office, and would further prevent them from voting on giving these large billionaires tax cuts and free rein and to gouge prices to support their own ends. And this is common across all parties. For example, the Koch brothers gave about $30 million according to Americans for Tax Fairness. As a result of it, they got about $1.4 billion in tax cuts. According to CNBC, the late Sheldon Adelson gave about $30 million in 2018, and he got a $670 million tax cut for his company. This is common all across the board. And it's a deeply entrenched part of American politics, which is one of the reasons why this is so urgent. Now, by providing the American public with the infrastructure that they need and using the money that we get from these corporates to fund this, we can actually reverse the trickle-down economic policies and reduce the burden on the common people and create a healthier community for all of us. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours?